What's up, YouTube? Kevin Walford123. It's pickup video time. I'm going to say it's quality, not quantity. I haven't got a lot of pickups over the last, since the last video. To me, it feels like it was like a month ago, but it's probably like 3 months ago. Anyway, you're going to see a pattern again, arcade stuff. That's kind of the thing at the moment. And a couple of changes. So it's fucking hot at the moment. If you're in the UK, you know it's quite hot. I've got the aircon set up, but I'm not going to have it on while I'm recording because it's really, really loud. So I've got a nice loose shirt, trying to keep cool. So if I start sweating, you'll know why. Anyway, I'm going to go on to the pickups. So I've got a few bits. So first of all, I started getting into anime. I don't mind anime, but I either start it and then I drop off, kind of like One Piece, or I get absolutely hooked, like Solo Leveling. So we went to King's Lynn a while ago, and they had some books in the shop. And I never really get these, the anime books where I think the other one you can read it from right to left or whatever. I'm never really into it, but I love the artwork. Apparently the story on the other one's supposed to be different, but if you haven't seen Solo Leveling, it's fantastic. If you like video games and you like things like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, this is really cool. I haven't read this yet, but this was a gift from Amy. So she got me Solo Leveling, and she also got me Sakamoto Days. And this is currently on Netflix. And although it isn't like the best anime I've ever seen, it was pretty good. It was all right. It was quite funny. Apparently this is way funnier. So that's kind of why I was looking at getting that. But yeah, that was a random gift. I was actually in a bubble tea shop and then she brought these over. Okay, now on to some random bits. There's going to be nothing that's sort of linked. It's all going to be sort of all over the place. We've got Bloody Wolf for the PC Engine. Now, I did play through this, I believe, on the EverDrive quite a while ago. So I wanted to get this, and I've had this for quite a while now. I'm pretty sure it should have been in the other pickup video. In fact, it might have even been in the other pickup video, and I totally forgot. But incredible game. If you haven't played it, side-scrolling, shoot everything up. You can't go wrong. It's not like the most amazing game ever, but the graphics are pretty good, especially for the PC Engine. It's all complete, even with a little rubber thing like that. Actually, is it complete if it doesn't have the little piece of stinky foam that they put in there that's like really, really old and all fusty? Maybe it's not complete. And it's sticky. It always goes sticky, them like covers. I don't know. It's probably why people start to change them over. Right, next thing is a Neo Geo game. This is for the MVS. This is the Super Spy. Now, the Super Spy, I saw videos and people don't really rate it that highly. But from what I saw of it, now I haven't played it before till I got this. From what I saw of it, it looked quite interesting because it's like a first-person perspective in a game from that era. It's kind of different. And you can see the arms, and you can stab, you can punch, you can shoot. But the problem it has, and this is the main problem I found as why probably people don't like it, is it's too long. So, like, if you're playing in the arcade, you would have spent a fortune in play. I don't think anyone, I'm going to say, there's probably nobody out there who's completed this in the arcade back in the day. It would have taken you forever. The guns are so rare to get that, like, everything takes forever to kill. And you have, like, a leveling system, so as you beat stuff, you get stronger. But you always feel weaker, if that makes sense. You get stronger, but you always still feel weaker than the enemies. The swords, the daggers and stuff, they just break. And then you're stuck with the basic one, which does nothing. Overall, playing it for 10 minutes, no problem. To get to the end, I gave up. I think I put about half an hour in, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I was going through every single room, trying to find all the hostages and things like that. And it just goes on and on and on, like me when I make a pickup video. But I'd give it a 6 out of 10. But I mean, it's still a good Neo Geo game. It's just not a great Neo Geo game, and that's the problem. And I think it's just too long. But this one is killer. So Mr. Goodwin from Goodwin's Place, he was in Japan, and he took a picture and he put it on like one of the groups. And we were chatting, and I was like, mate, they've got a game there that I've been after for ages, and I cannot find this game in the UK without paying a fortune from Italy. And Italy, I don't know what it is. If a game's worth 70 quid, someone in Italy will want 150 quid plus postage and then import fees. Ridiculous. It's not worth it. This was £80 in Japan. And I was like, if you're back, can you pick it up for me? And he did. And he sent it with 5 copies of Wii Sports. So I was like, not Wii Sports. That would have been fantastic. Good win. Mate, that would have been great. It was 5 copies of Wii Fit, because I'm a fat bastard. So, yeah, they're still... I'm not joking. They're here. Look. I didn't throw them away. He probably thought I did. Look. 5 copies of Wii Fit. What's he trying to tell me? But anyway, this is Fatal Fury 2, the newcomers. And I have never played this one. I played every other fighting game in the series, just not this one. And it's never turned up. And I played it, and it is incredible. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. I love the music. I love the gameplay. I love the graphics. Everything about it is fantastic. The story's funny. There's so much to it, and it's great. I had this box already. I actually ordered a load of boxes. My like these shock boxes for the MVS games to make them look a bit neater and keep them dust free. And then I had this for ages. I just haven't had anything to fill it with because I never had the game, but he's got it for me, and I can't thank him enough. So thanks, Craig. It means a lot, because honestly, trying to find this game is impossible. And the only other time it did turn up, it was actually 50 quid. And the problem was, it wasn't the original casing. It was a recase, and it didn't have a label. So it was like, I'm not a massive, if the label's ripped and stuff like that, but when there's no label at all and the casing's wrong, it's still original, but it was worth waiting, because that's fantastic. Thank you so much, dude. I have another Neo Geo item, and this one's quite rare. And you're going to go, why? So it's a Neo Geo memory card. Now, I have opened this up, and these do have safe batteries. The safe battery was dead when it arrived. The seller didn't know. But the reason I didn't send it back, I've FRAM modded it. So you can put an FRAM chip in it, solder it in, get rid of the battery, and you never have to change the battery again. And it worked well. The reason this is rare is because it's in English. So this is an American memory card, all English. These just are non-existent. Trying to find one of these with English text on the back to make it. And the reason being is because I've got the Neo Geo Gold Edition. I've got that big box set, which you probably saw in another video, if you watch my videos or even care. But this memory card possibly would have come with that at the time. Sometimes they put them in as a pack-in, as a freebie. Sometimes they didn't. But I wanted a memory card anyway because I wanted to save, because I'm playing a lot of my MVS games now on the AES. So this allows me to save my progress. Okay, so I went to the Nintendo Switch event in London for the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not going to talk about playing the games and that, but it was really cool. They give you a goodie bag at the end. I did put this on TikTok, but again, most people don't like TikTok. But they gave me a goodie bag. So you got this, like, I don't know what you call it. Is it like a messenger bag type? I don't know. Just like a shopping bag you'd get from wherever. It says Nintendo, it says Switch 2, which is cool. And inside it was a Switch 2 pen, a water bottle. It's metal, so it's pretty cool. And it says Switch 2 on it. And you've got a little post-it note sticky pad thing which says Switch 2, and then a poster. I was excited for the poster. I was like, what could it be? Maybe it's Donkey Kong or something like that. It'd be wicked. But it's just like a leaflet that you'd stick up on the wall if you were at the event that just says Nintendo Switch event, and it's red with white. It's basically what you'd put. Even the posters you get from the cinema that they just leave on the side that you can take are better than this, but it's still free. Now, if you were an influencer and you got invited to the event, you would have got a mug and a leather-bound book thing, which was really cool. I wanted the mug. I just was like, yeah, mug, I really want it. But apparently that was not for anyone else. So I was a bit sad. But that's still free, and you can't knock that. The event was really cool, and it was down to Tootie. If you're watching again, thank you so much. He allowed me to go, so that was wicked. And by allow me, he let me out of the house because I was tied up. So he let me out. Anyway, we're on to a new console. I don't really... I'm at a point with my gaming now where my stuff's kind of niche. I will get things like Polygame Master 2 system games and stuff like that, which people are like, hell is that? But as for handhelds, I've pretty much got everything I want. For the consoles, I've got the best version of every one I want. So this is something different. Dusty. I got, well, you might as well see it in this state. So I got this. I think it was £100, which is an absolute steal. Final Fantasy edition, really gorgeous condition, and it's a WonderSwan, WonderSwan colour. The game is complete, all minty in there, all the paperwork. You've got the plastic bags and all that stuff. That's great. And the console is in fantastic condition, absolutely fantastic condition. And it's got like, you know, you try and find these online, and a lot of them are in Japan with the same profile, the same picture, sorry, for the same people over and over, and most of them are yellow and stained and scratched. This had one like hairline scratch, which the guy said when I sold it. And I've got some stuff called Polywatch. If you haven't used Polywatch on plastic, it's incredible. I put it on scratch, polished it, came up perfect. The problem was where I did it, it was so smooth that the area around it looked a different tone. So I had to do the entire screen to make it level, to make it look nice and shiny. And now it's super shiny and super crisp. Now, this is actually modified. I put an IPS screen in it. I've hit the colour button on the top. There's a touch sensor on the top. I'm an idiot. But this is an IPS screen, but it runs on one AA battery. So that is a bit of a worry, because obviously when you're trying to play games with an IPS screen, it's going to drain the battery. But as far as I know, you get, on a normal battery, you get about 2 hours. With my Cratax batteries, I should get about 3 hours. Now, 3 hours is plenty. You can play it for 2 hours, change the battery out. It's not a big deal. But the IPS screen I managed to get, because I wasn't going to play it as it was. Now, from what I found, the colour has a worse screen than the crystal. But if you buy a crystal, you shouldn't really mod it, because the screen's pretty good and they're kind of rarer than these. So if you are going to mod one, get one of these. Just, it makes more sense. Same games, everything. So basically, put the screen in that, modded it into it. My impressions of the system, I do like that you have the buttons here and you can control it here, and then you can turn it that way to play like in Tate mode, and you can play it that way, and then you can switch it back depending on the game as well. Really good. Sound quality is fucking awful. Sound quality is on par on some games with like a cheap Tamagotchi, like the speaker you get in that. Really tinny, overdriven, awful. Like the graphics on some of the games are like Game Boy Advance and more. But the actual sound is really, really bad. Also, they didn't put a headphone port on it, so you can't put your headphones in it. So you have to buy an adapter which plugs into that stupid port there. Again, to get the adapter used is about 80 quid to plug your headphones in. To probably hear it, it would be better sound, but again, 80 quid. It's a bit of a joke. But from what I've played of it, it is really cool. And obviously the Final Fantasy being in Japanese is impossible to play. But AliExpress sell for £15 a pop, I think they are. Car-only reproductions, which is what that is. It says EN on it, just over here. That's English. So they're translated games. Now, the problem with Final Fantasy 1, and I believe Final Fantasy 2, which I also got, is the translation isn't 100%. So they've translated all of the items and stuff like that and people that talk in the towns, but they didn't do the menu. Now, I've got an ADHD brain, so as I go into the menu and I need to know that that's where you put your gear on and this is how you save and blah, 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 it's all in Japanese. So I've got to go in and go, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one, and it gets tedious. So I didn't know that. I didn't know. But I've got a few games. Let me grab the others. So that's the Final Fantasy, that's the original. The one in there is the bootleg. But they are wicked. Like, look at them. They look... don't know what that noise was. They look really cool, and they say WonderSwan on the back. And then, yeah, so I've got Final Fantasy 1 and 2. And I also got... you know what? This is called something like Mega Man. I don't know what it is. It's in Japanese. It's like Battle something. But this is an exclusive to the WonderSwan, but it's in English. I don't know if it's going to focus, but yeah, it's like Mega Man Battle, like the kind of like the Game Boy Advance one, but this is an exclusive to the WonderSwan. So if you're a Mega Man fan, I haven't played this one yet. I haven't got to it, so I can't rate it yet. I was intrigued by this. This game's called Dicing Night. Again, this is a bootleg. To get this as the real copy, it came out in a competition. I believe it was like an indie competition, and if you won the competition, they made the games or something. People say it's like Zelda. It's kind of like Zelda. So what happens is you go to a dungeon, and to be honest, it's not like Zelda. To me, it's more like Enter the Gungeon, if you've played that, or Binding of Isaac, randomised dungeon. You're walking around and you basically collect items which you can map to your D-pad. So you've got your normal D-pad, and then the buttons up the top. So if you go over an item, it's underneath you. You press up, it will map it to up. So when you press it, you can heal or whatever. It is cool, but the animation on it sounds great. The graphics are great. The animation on it as you attack, it sort of like does a combo. So it's like 1, 2, 3 with the sword, but it pulls you in as it does it. It doesn't just stand like Zelda, you know, and you stand in front with Link and you swipe at the enemy. It change you into them, so then you get hit. It's kind of a really bad design. Maybe I'm crap at it, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it pulls you into the enemy, and there's no invincibility frame, so you just go straight through the enemy, swinging through them, and take more damage. But you can't just stand there. But you've got a shield, but again, it's not like you can block, then hit, because you'd be there forever. Again, it's okay. Not the end of the world, but it's all right. Next game is my favourite game on the WonderSwan so far. This is the WonderSwan Coliseum One Piece. I think it's called Grand Battle Coliseum. This game is fucking amazing. This cost me £35. Complete. The guy had it up for it said it was very good condition, but he didn't show the back. But the back corner was slightly ripped, but I've done a tooty repair on it. And I've reinforced it on the back with some paper, and I've turned it to like paper mache and filled it in, and it's smooth again, and it looks great. But this game is wicked. If you like Smash Brothers, it's like Smash Brothers style, one-on-one. They do a little anime cutscene where they shout at each other, and then you fight, and the buttons are nice and easy. There's no Hadoukens to perform on that horrible D-pad. It's just like forward and B, up and B, like Smash Brothers, but it's not B on that. It's like, what is it? Oh, it is B. I thought it was 1 and 2. So you just do the attacks, and then you can do like an ultimate attack, and you build up your bar and do a bigger one. Really cool. Love it. Graphics are great, sounds great, 10 out of 10, amazing. The next game, not as good. This is Guilty Gear Petite. I love my fighting games. Again, all in box, complete. This comes with a thing called a Wonder Coin, and that goes over the D-pad, and it turns it into a circular D-pad. Absolute crap. Doesn't really work, so don't bother putting it on. Trying to get the moves to come out is like playing a really laggy game. So the games on, say, the Neo Geo Pocket where you're playing King of Fighters are super smooth, and the moves are wicked, like as if you're playing on an AES, and they come out really good. Whereas on that, they don't actually come out too well, and what happens is you'll start to attack, and the move just doesn't come out, or if it does come out, it's pure fluke. It's really clunky. There's barely any sound effects. I think the moves that they perform are so drowned out by the awful music on it. The music's so loud and overpowering, but not good music. It's almost like giving a toddler a piano on the highest volume, and it's just going ding, ding, ding. It's so awful, the music. But the graphics are great. Gameplay, not so much. I know there are some fans of it. Maybe the second one's better. I took a chance because I saw a guy who was a Guilty Gear fan, and he was like, yeah, it's wicked. And to me, I think it's a solid 5 out of 10. I kind of regret it now, getting that one. But it is going up in value. The second one is even crazier price. But again, cool box art, but it's not a great game. Like, you can't see the pictures on the back, but the gameplay is average. Right, last few pickups. Okay, so I got this, I think, off of eBay. I've been after this for a while. It's one of those Grail things, and it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Hero Turtles, depending on, you know, where you are. But this is the original Konami 1989 board, and this acrylic case. There's a guy in Wisbeach, and I messaged him and said, I've got these files, can you cut this for me? And he did it, and I put it in these cases, and I put like a bit of foam at the back. It's like ESD foam to support the middle, because the problem with PCBs is, like, if you put this, you know, you built this up and you left it, the middle would bow over time, and then it's going to cause havoc. So a bit of foam in the middle, just give it, it's not super attractive, but it's going to support it, and you're not going to really look at it. It's got feet on it, sits like that, plug your jammer edge into it, beautiful, ready to go. But that was, I think it was 350 quid. You know what, it might have been 300. Actually, it was 300. It was 300 quid. The guy had it up for 350. He took 300. Great game. Everyone's played it. If you haven't played it, then go play it. Put it down there. Amazing game. And to go with that, we've got, this one was 350 quid. A guy on one of the arcade pages on Facebook. Absolute legend. I've got the Simpsons Arcade. Again, amazing game. Foam in the back. Amazing game. It's all original. Plug in your jammer connector. I even made up a couple of cables for player 3 and 4 for both consoles, for both boards. So I can just plug them in and you can choose to be each character from whatever pad you plug in. Amazing. Really, really amazing condition as well. But the guy who sold it to me was like, I'll give you the ROMs. I've got a brother who can code the ROMs. So he coded me a set of the 2-player ROMs. So if I just want to use 2-player and select whatever character I want, I can. So he did that. He didn't have to do that, but so an absolute legend for that. And now I'm on to my last pickup. And this one has been an absolute pain in the arse to find in good condition and to find it all working. And it is, finally, X-Men versus Street Fighter. One of the best games of all time. One of the best fighters of all time. And it's the American one with the A-board. I took the A-board apart, totally cleaned it. Recapped it, so it's got a new fan in it, so it's nice and quiet. And the top one, I cleaned it up, and it did have some tape. The guy held it together with tape instead of having the clips. I've got the clips now. And this game's amazing, and it works fully. I took the original battery out, because it did have the original battery in there, and I put a infinity key in it, so now I don't have to worry about the battery dying and losing the game and stuff like that. But this game is fantastic. Finally get to play it in English. And the last time I tried to get it, the last 2 times I've been kind of messed around. First time I bought it from Doorway to Darkness. They sent it out and it was dead. I tried everything to get it to come back alive and just sent it back. I was gutted because it was a really good price. And then the second one was a guy in Italy and he had it up for a good price. And then I looked at the pictures he put and I looked at the EEPROMs. I was like, are you sure this is the right game? Because that code is, I think it was X-Men Children of the Atom. And he was like, no, it's definitely X-Men versus Street Fighter. And I was like, it's not, mate. And then he looked at it and went, oh, you're right, it is the wrong one. And he goes, I've been doing this for whatever years. I wasn't arguing with him, but I was like, mate, it's not the right one. And he goes, let me look for it. And anyway, he went away, he looked for it. He come back, he goes, I found the EEPROMs. And I was like, okay, let me know when you list it and I'll buy it. So I waited and waited and waited. Then he listed it, and it wasn't even the same EEPROMs. They were like all stained and wet and stuff like that. And then it was listed as parts only, spares or repair. And I'm like, yeah, forget that. But this one turned up. This one, again, I think was 300, but this was with the A and B board. So that's not too bad. So you could, in theory, sell the A board, but I have a Japanese A board over there. So this is an English one. And you shouldn't really mix them, because if you put some games that are Japanese on an American board, it kind of gets confused. And what happens is you lose special characters and stuff that you would get in the Japanese version. Like Marvel Superheroes, Japanese one, if you put it on an American board, you lose, I can't remember his name, the comedian from whatever in Japan. You lose him as a character. So it's best not to mix them. So I've got both of them fully recapped. Anyway, I'm sure there's more. Well, there is more, but I'm actually going to do the next 2 bits in like a little video clip at the end and a voiceover, because I'm not going to film it with this phone. I'm going to show you what I've got. But it's 2 more pickups, and they are top tier, like, yeah, top. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm shutting up. I just keep waffling and getting confused. I think it's because I'm running out of time. I've got to go and pick up Amy from work. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Stay for the next couple of bits. They're the last bits of the pickup, and I will see you in the next one, which is whenever. Thank you.
So this pickup is the 20M2 MDE Sony PVM. It's incredible. If you want to see more about this screen, I made an entire video. Go look at it. But the quality is absolutely fantastic. And the pickup after this is amazing. This is my new gaming PC, and it's an absolute monster.